Welcome back to the R2F Sports channel. In this video, I'll be going over my Premier League predictions for Game Week 2. Let's get straight into it. First matchup, we have Liverpool versus Burnley. Uh, I think this is going to be a pretty big blowout for Liverpool. As you can see from the percentages, Liverpool is a massive favorite in this. I think Liverpool's offense and their style of play, they just press way too much and it'll overwhelm Burnley and they'll start leaking a lot of goals. I think Burnley might score a goal off like a counterattack or a set piece. They looked pretty good against Brighton, so I think Liverpool will come away with this pretty cleanly 3-1. Up next, we go to Villa Park, where we have Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Villa still needs more time to gel, so I think they might struggle against Newcastle, even though they're decently big favorite over them. But they definitely need Ings and Buendia to play better with each other. They looked kind of off last game. Obviously, Ings scored a penalty, but I think they need a little bit more until they can get things going. Newcastle did look decent against West Ham, although they led 4 goals against them. But obviously, their key players, Alan St. Maximin. With all that said, though, I think this is going to be a draw. I think it's going to be 2-2 between the two sides. We head over to Selhurst Park, where we have Crystal Palace versus Brentford. I think this is going to be quite an interesting game. I think Palace will definitely improve on their play from last week after that thrashing they had against Chelsea. I think Palace will definitely do better if they start Gay and Anderson at the back. Kouyaté definitely like to clear the ball way too much. So I think those two starting there would definitely improve their back line. And then for Brentford, they need Tony to produce a goal or an assist. Although he won like 12 aerial headers against Arsenal, they need to get on the back of a goal or an assist. And then also, I think their counterattacking style might struggle against Palace a little. So from here, we can see that Palace is a slight favorite. But although it's pretty close all around, so I'm going to give it a 1-0 Palace win. Next up, we have what could be the match of the week. We have Leeds versus Everton. Leeds looked pretty poor in their first game, but it was against the juggernaut that is Man U. I think Leeds need to find their forwards more. I think they need to get the ball off to Bamford. They got stuck with the ball in midfield and their back line struggled to get the ball forward. I think they'll definitely do better against Everton because Everton has a poor back line. So I think they'll do a lot better in this game. But Everton, then again, did play Southampton, which, in my opinion, I think they might be going down this year. But they did look really good, winning 3-1. And I think a key factor for them is Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison linking up. They had a really good link-up play that led to a goal and assist between the two of them. And I think that'll continue into this game. So we have Leeds are pretty big favorite, but I'm actually giving this one to Everton just for the reason I said above. And I think Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison would look, then again, pretty good in this game again. Next, we head into Man City versus Norwich. This game, not going to be pretty close. As you can see from the prediction percentage, Man City an 83% favorite. Obviously, last game, Man City missed way too many opportunities. It just shows that they need a striker or to start a striker. They have Gabriel Jesus just sitting back there. Why not just give him a chance? Just put him in a striker and just see what he does. So I think Norwich, though, they can definitely score a chance or two. It all depends on what happens from Cantwell and Pukki. Pukki looked pretty poor last game, but obviously you're playing against Liverpool. This is a very tough start of the season for Norwich playing against Liverpool and Man City. But I think Man City will dominate this game. 4-0 Man City. Next, we head into this game that I think might be pretty decent, but then again, it could be pretty one-sided as well. Brighton versus Watford. Brighton looks pretty solid in their last game, although their set-piece defending looked really poor. I don't think Watford will be able to capitalize on that, though. I think Shane Duffy will have another really good game. Obviously, Brighton need to finish more chances, and I think that'll just set them up for victory in this game. Watford last game, I don't know how they ended up winning that game, but somehow they showed up Villa and just came through with the win. But what I think Watford needs to do in this game is to utilize more players than Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar had touched the ball, I think, more than most of any players out of their attacking players. Although it did lead to a lot of goals for them, I think they just need to figure out a second way of attacking. And I think they might struggle against Brighton in this situation. So Brighton, pretty high favorites in this. So I'm going to give them a 2-0 win. I'd probably bet on Brighton to win this game. I think they're definitely the better of the two sides. Next, we go over to Southampton versus Manchester United. Southampton didn't look too pleasing to watch last game. They had one pretty good goal opportunity, but other than that, just struggled to get into the game, even though they were winning for the most part. But it just didn't look too pretty for them for the most part. They definitely need in this game for Che Adams and Adam Armstrong just to shoot the ball whenever they get it, because I don't know how far forward the field they're going to be able to get because of how good Man U will be pressing them. Man U in this, if Rafael Varane plays, it's just absolute no chance shot. Southampton could get even worse. Man U might have the most dominant attack between them and Liverpool for me. Uh, Bruno Fernandes looked brilliant, and you have Paul Pogba coming in more as a DM slash box to box, and he looked absolutely brilliant last game with his 4 assists. I think they'll definitely continue that. So you can see Man U, because they are the away team, they aren't as favored as they should be. But I think this game's going to be a blowout. I'm being a 3-0 win to Manchester United, and it can definitely get worse than that. Up next, we head over to Wolves versus Spurs. Wolves didn't look all too bad against Leicester City, considering their squad and new coach and everything. What they need in this next game is Adama Traore. They need to just keep giving him the ball, because whenever you get the ball, some kind of chance was created for them. So I think they just need to keep getting the ball out to him. Obviously, he has to finish those chances, and if he does, I can definitely see a few goals piling in for Wolves in this situation. Spurs, on the other hand, very embarrassing loss to Pacos de Ferreira in the Europa Conference League. Quite a strange game, if you ask me, although Spurs didn't really play any starters. They did play their new signing Romero, but very weird game for them. I don't know how this game is going to go. Spurs need Son to have a really big game, and Spurs are quite favored in this, but I'm actually going to give this a draw. I don't think Son can do it 2 games in a row, and Kane is still doing his own thing, trying to get a transfer while saying that he's not. So I don't think he's going to play. I think Spurs will struggle in this, and I think Wolves will keep it balanced with a 1-1 game. Next up, we have Arsenal versus Chelsea. Uh, Arsenal has actually won their last 3 meetings in the Premier League, surprisingly. Won both the games last season. So I think Arsenal's, although they've looked absolutely terrible, has some chance in this, which just seems kind of odd saying based on last game against Brentford. Chelsea, though, Chelsea just honestly look like one of the most complete teams in the league. Solid defense, solid goalkeeper, solid midfield, solid forwards. Everything's going really good for them. Not only that, now they can replace Timo Werner, the man who can't score a single goal, with Romelu Lukaku, who just scores all the time. So I think with that change, they'll definitely look really good. Although Arsenal do still have a chance in this. Never count on Arsenal against Chelsea, because this is quite a big game between the two of them. Arsenal always treats this like it's the biggest game in the world. So although Arsenal will keep it competitive, I think Chelsea will come away with this game 2-1. Into the final game, we have West Ham versus Leicester City. This and Leeds versus Everton are my matches of the week. I think these will be some of the most exciting games. Last week, we saw West Ham have the highest XG of any team. So I think they'll continue that into this game, creating lots of chances. Ben Rama might be one of the best signings West Ham's ever had. The combination of him and Mikel Antonio looked really good last game. I think they'll continue that into this game. Leicester's defense against Wolves looked like they could leak a lot of goals, although they didn't. With obviously, as I said, with Adama Traore earlier, West Ham will definitely get on the end of these chances and finish that. And for Leicester, they need their forwards to get involved in the game. They have 3 really good forwards in Ike Nacho, Vardy, and Patson Daka. They just need one of them to score maybe a few times. This game looks pretty even. I do have this going as a really high scoring game with 3-2. Those have been my Premier League predictions, all 10 of them on the screen right now. If you have any comments or complaints, leave them in the comment section. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And thank you for watching.